Hi, in this video, we will solve an example sum on the topic of redemption of debentures in installments by draw of lots. Let's go on to the example sum. Example sum: GNR Limited, an unlisted non-NBFC HFC company, had 2009% debentures of rupees 1000 each outstanding on 31st March 2019. The debentures were due for redemption as follows: on 31st March 2020, 509% debentures; on 31st December 2020, 909% debentures; and on 30th June 2021, the balance. On 1st April 2019, the company made the required investment on government securities. Pass the necessary journal entries for the redemption of debentures for the 3 years when the company does not realize the investment on each redemption. The total face value of the outstanding redeemable debentures is equal to 2000 debentures multiplied by the face value of rupees 1000 per debenture, and it comes up to 20 lakh rupees. Now it's an unlisted non-NBFC HFC company. Therefore, DRR is required and investment in DRI is also required. Let's get the amount of DRR. %10 of the total redeemable debentures, which is 10% of rupees 20 lakh, comes up to rupees 2 lakh, is the amount of DRR which has to be created. The redemption begins on 31st March 2020. So we will create the DRR on 31st March 2019. The DRI has been made on 1st April 2019 for the first installment. Please remember this point, that the question says that the company does not realize the investment on each redemption. So it does not realize the investment which is made, but goes on to carry on the investment for the redemption of the next installments. Let's begin with the solution. Solution. In the books of GNR Limited, journal, date, particulars, LF, debit rupees and credit rupees. We'll begin by transferring the amount to DRR. 31/3/2019 surplus, that is balance in statement of profit and loss, account debit, to debenture redemption reserve. Account for the transfer to DRR. As per the note which we've calculated, the amount transferred is 2 lakh rupees. We'll go ahead and make the first DRI on 1st April 2019. Debenture redemption investment account debit. To bank account. DRI made, and the amount is 15% of the face value of debentures to be redeemed by 31st March 2020, which is face value rupees 5 lakh. 500 debentures multiplied by rupees 1000 per debenture comes up to 75,000. We'll move on to the date of the first redemption, 31/3/2020. Now we will not sell the DRI which is invested because we are going to carry it forward to the next year. So we'll ignore that entry and move on to pass the entry for making the redemption amount due to the debenture holders. 9% debentures account debit. To debenture holders. Account. Amount due to them 5 lakh rupees. For redemption amount due to the debenture holders. On the same date, we will pay off the debenture holders. Debenture holders account debit. To bank account. Amount paid off 5 lakh rupees. Debenture holders. Paid off. Now the first installment of rupees 5 lakh face value of debentures has been redeemed. There is nothing mentioned in the question whether we have to transfer proportionate amount of DRR to GR or whether we have to wait till the final installment is redeemed and then transfer the entire amount of rupees 2 lakh from DRR to GR. In the absence of information, we are to adopt the option 1, where we will transfer proportionate amount of DRR which has been redeemed to general reserve. So on that same date, 31/03/2020, DRR account debit to general reserve account. Proportionate amount to be transferred 10% of the face value of debentures redeemed, which is rupees 5 lakh, comes up to 50,000 rupees. Narration. DRR proportionate to debentures redeemed transferred from DRR to general reserve. Now the next installment is going to be redeemed on 31st December 2020. The face value of the second installment to be redeemed is equal to rupees 9 lakh, and we need to make DRI amount equal to 15% of rupees 9 lakh, which comes up to rupees 1,35,000. The existing DRI for the current year was rupees 75,000. The DRI for the current year is less than the DRI for the next year, so we need to make additional DRI for the difference. 1,35,000 minus 75,000 comes up to 60,000. So let's make that DRI. The second installment is due for redemption on 31st December 2020. So we will make the additional DRI on 1st April 2020. Debenture redemption investment account debit. To bank account. Additional DRI made. ₹60,000. On the date of redemption, the second installment, 31/12/2020. We need to sell the DRI in case the DRI for the subsequent year is less than the DRI for the current year. So right now we have an existing DRI of 1,35,000. The required DRI for the next year is 15% of the face value of the third installment to be redeemed, which is 600 debentures, comes up to 6 lakh rupees. So it's 90,000. So we need to sell the difference of 45,000 DRI. Bank account debit. To debenture redemption investment account. DRI excess realized. That is the 1,35,000 which is existing minus what is required, 90,000. 45,000 realized. We'll go on to make the redemption due. %9 debentures account debit. To debenture holders account. Face value of the second installment to be redeemed. 900 debentures multiplied by ₹1,000 per debenture comes up to 9 lakh rupees. Amount due to debenture holders. On the same date, let's pay off the debenture holders 31/12/2020. Debenture holders account debit to bank account. Debenture holders paid off. ₹9 lakh. The next entry is to transfer DRR proportionate to the debentures redeemed to GR, that's the general reserve. DRR account debit to general reserve account. 10% of face value of ₹9 lakh comes up to 90,000 rupees. Amount of DRR proportionate to debentures redeemed transferred to general reserve. We'll move on to the entries for the redemption of the last installment. 600 debentures are redeemed. There is existing amount in DRI, so no creation is required. So we'll move on to the date of the redemption, which is 30/6/2021. We will sell the DRI. Bank account debit to debenture redemption investment account. $90,000 debenture redemption investment realized. For DRI realized. We will go on to make the redemption amount due to the debenture holders. 9% debentures account debit to debenture holders account. Amount due to debenture holders. ₹6 lakh. 600 debentures multiplied by face value of ₹1,000 per debenture. On the same date, we'll pay off the debenture holders. Debenture holders account debit to bank account. For the debenture holders paid off. Amount paid off, third installment, ₹6 lakh. And the final entry, we will transfer proportionate amount of DRR to GR or general reserve. DRR account debit to general reserve account. DRR proportionate to debentures redeemed transferred to general reserve. %10 of rupees 6 lakh. 60,000 rupees. So the entries are done. We will view the answer. I will remove the split. That's the example sum at the top, followed by a few working notes. The first screen of journal entries. The second screen. The third screen. And the final screen.